In this Jam Talk, we'll be debating going to a design college and whether it has any benefits. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Ruben from Jammed. Been a while since I made one of these videos in which I debate stuff related to design, etc. I've been away from making videos for a while due to college related matters and having a lot of work to finish, so I thought why not talk about the idea of going to a design college since it's stressing me out lately, right? If it's your first time here on Jammed, here we do a bunch of random design interesting tips, tutorials and talks for you and other designers out there, jammed in a short amount of time to help elevate your knowledge without the boring bits. I would really appreciate it if you stayed till the end of the video, and if you liked it, check out the channel for more similar cool content. No more of the introduction, let's talk about going to design school/college. A little backstory on where my perspective comes from and my design experience. I started quote-unquote designing back in 2015. I was about 15 years old back then. Designing was really just another thing I used to do for fun, sort of like a hobby. So I would say the period between 2015 up to 2017 was quite useless and there wasn't really any progress. And most of it was because I was living inside of my own bubble without sharing any of the things that I actually do. Up until late 2017-2018, I started to get a little serious about the things that I do. I ran a small Instagram page which got a lot of people to notice my work, and I noticed that people would pay me for my work, which was one of the biggest confidence boosters back then. And surprisingly enough, my knowledge in design was ramping up extremely quickly because I would always want to put out the best work on my Instagram page, which I literally depended on to get validation for the type of work that I do, which isn't the best approach to design, by the way. So all of that was before I got into college. I was already a little knowledgeable about multiple fields. Fast forward to late 2018, I'm in college and I'm actually pretty excited to go and learn proper design there. However, it wasn't quite as interesting. I will be debating both sides of what I've experienced in college up until now. I'm in the 7th semester, 4th year, and I still have about a year and a half to graduate hopefully. This is just to give you a general idea about this giant incompetent that is sharing his wisdom. I'm just joking, of course. I learned a lot from making these videos, so they're helpful for me, which is more important than you. Screw you anyway. So I'll start by the negatives because positivity is kinda overrated and I really don't care about being positive right now. College can be kinda boring. Especially if you're more of a YouTube type of person, then you are and attend the course all the way till the end and actually put the knowledge that you've gained into something that's actually practical type of person. I'm very much a long-time first typer, by the way, and if you're really wondering, the second type is actually the type that does excel at college work and usually in corporate jobs as well. Not to categorize people or anything, but I'm trying to put the information abstractly to make it easy to understand. I hate that word, by the way. So both types are great but for different reasons, and they both have their own weaknesses too. So the YouTube type of people simply face a problem, find a solution online, probably throw it in the garbage and never use it again till the same problem decides to throw hands once again. The problem with this type is the lack of perseverance and following through to fully develop an idea, skill, a design, etc. Shout out to my YouTube boys. Maybe it's just a personal problem of not having enough discipline to work on something for prolonged periods unless it's extremely interesting that I stay up 8 nights in a row chugging coffee to get it done. I can't not procrastinate, that just wouldn't be me. Also, I really hate that word too. There is something I admire about people who really finish their work in a timely manner, always prepared, especially if their work is also decent enough, because it makes me wonder how can you just sit and command your creative juices to work on their own. Because usually I have to wait to get inspired or have some really cool idea pop out of nowhere to stay motivated to finish something. So I'm not going to ramble all over again about why you don't need to go to college like everyone already knows. YouTube made everything available at the tip of your fingers, which is a luxury to have. You probably know all the reasons why not to go to college, expensive, can be learned online, etc. Let's talk about a few things that college can actually help you with. The first thing that comes to mind is connections, and it's probably obvious. Finding people that genuinely have similar interests. This is a huge one, and as much as college experience is tedious for me, it is really a huge motivator to find other people that care about the same stuff as I do. Also, these same people could potentially become your lifelong work partners, you never know. So instead of making the college experience extremely boring for you, try to meet people and get out of your comfort zone. Most of the people I'm friends with now didn't happen accidentally. The first couple of days at uni I was literally someone else, extremely outgoing and shit, making friends here and there, then eventually I got back into my shell once again. Probably lost a lot of friends, but I still came out with 3 to 5% of the people that I knew, and these are the ones that you should be filtering for. Every loss is a win. These people are the ones you should look for because they will help you grow both in design and intellectually. So the earlier you can find people that help you grow, the earlier college experience will stop being so lame. Also, you have to remember that you also need to reciprocate the same effort to your friends to help them grow as well. Don't be a mosquito. And yes, you might say online friendships are similar, but my experience is otherwise. I sort of feel like the more in touch you are with something, the more it affects you. However, I would like to hear your experiences with Discord and Reddit friendships down in the comments. Another thing that college helps with is confidence and self-esteem. Design and art are subjective matters generally. It is important to have both confidence and self-esteem if you want to become an actual pro one day. And college might be a good source for providing both. Now give me a chance to explain. If you study engineering, for example, it's 1 + 1 = 2. If you get something wrong, it's probably because you haven't studied enough. So the answer is always the same, yet the variable is your ability to study something. In a design college, you have many different variables. You have the instructor's taste in design, whether they've had a bad cup of coffee or not, the different topic that you're designing, how you're designing it, etc. That all makes the field extremely subjective in general. The underlying principles are there, but literally it's like a sandbox game. This is why you'll find most students always picking the instructors at the start of each semester, in my university specifically, to see how much bullshit they can get away with while still maintaining high grades just because they have a good relationship with their instructor. Anyway, I drifted far away from the point, but the thing is, you will get judged a lot for the work that you do. And you don't usually get judged for doing a mistake on a math problem, you probably just need to study more. The constant judgment that you're going to receive from both the instructor and your friends will give you enough confidence to actually not give a shit anymore, almost as if the person living inside of their own bubble actually decided to go live inside of League of Legends. Building antibodies against rejection and failure is like steroids. You can literally watch your entire project being thrown outside of the window and contemplate how much of a monster you've become for not giving a single f***. Because you know at the end of the day, you have the potential. This is like the worst word anyway. So who cares if you can actually do anything, am I right? Because you have the potential. All jokes aside, colleges usually have professionals guiding you to become someone great one day. Abuse your college and actually become friends with your instructors. Most of them are genuinely cool and would want to help you if they found you passionate enough. Seek help and you will find it. If you don't have access to college, contact pros on design forums, Reddit or whatever. I sometimes contact professionals from their portfolio websites and they usually have something to add. You gotta really appreciate the time they spend helping other designers out. Another thing about college is work opportunities. That doesn't only come from college, however, if people can sense that they can rely on you to get something done, they will want to hire you. This is also another huge confidence booster. At some point, you'll have to actually reject some work if there is something else that requires priority. College is also a great place to practice social skills, if not the best. Use your time wisely there and practice your social skills, because they literally matter more than anything that you do. The Silent Genius Sherlock is a lovely show, but it doesn't work in reality. But does college really give you any knowledge that isn't available on YouTube? I doubt that. But in my opinion, it does give you some things that add to your overall value, which YouTube can't really give. You can still learn design by yourself and get a great job without college, and I think that the self-taught route is one of the best for multiple reasons, but that's probably for another video because I feel like I've talked way too much. I think college wasn't very useful for me, especially that I lean more towards the YouTube type of learning. However, it might just be the grass is greener on the other side syndrome, and it could be one of the biggest luxuries ever. And I do not mean to sound like an ungrateful f***. Is college for you? I don't know. Now that you've made it till the end of the video, I want to first of all thank all of you guys who subscribed to my channel. We just hit 200 subs, which is huge for me, by the way. I really appreciate every single one of you, especially the people who comment down amazing things to get me motivated to do more. I'm very grateful for you guys. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like so that my video shows up to other cool designers like yourself. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're enjoying jammed content. Share it with other people who are considering design college. Also, let me know down in the comments your thoughts about this topic and whether you're also a design student or took a completely different route. I would love to hear your perspectives. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice weekend.